I'm getting sued. Thankfully, it's not from a person that I'm working with or that I even know. Apparently, you can be sued for copyright infringement for things you get off of the internet, off of Google, and I didn't know that, right? So let me give you guys a lowdown. I'm being sued by a company who owns the rights to this picture. I went to Google and I just found pictures, and this one was of a baseball players holding weights, and it was the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? And apparently the image is owned by like Getty Images or somebody who owns that image, and you cannot use it without permission. And I didn't know that. And they found out that they've been sending me stuff like a lot, and I didn't really pay attention to it. And then I got something in the mail, and I was like, man, this looks real. So I started interacting with him, and that's where we're at in the case. And yeah, I'm just filling in. I haven't felt like making videos, so I thought I would do this for my first video back. I don't think you guys realize how special AI is and just how much it's going to change the world. I'm using it as my lawyer. And so when I got the initial, I'm going to pop up here the whole interactions of what I'm looking at here. Okay, so boom, popped up. All right, so here we go. Okay, so he's saying, hello, my name is Jason. I'm a legal assistant, copyright, our office not receiving a response. Blah, blah, blah. I type all this into ChatGPT and they give me responses. Basically, they want to charge me $1,250. That's crazy. I go into ChatGPT, I'm like, I don't know what to do, I'm screwed. And it helps you, it becomes your lawyer, and it like makes you feel better. So it gave me this response, thank you for your response and for explaining the situation. As mentioned, I removed the image immediately once I learned it was copyrighted and not available for public use. There was no intent to infringe. And the image was used in a non-commercial, informational way on a small local gym website. As a small business owner, my gym is still growing and not yet profitable. I handle most of the work myself and often can't afford to take many days off or hire extra staff. I truly don't intend to violate anyone's rights and took quick action to correct the mistake once I was made aware. Given that there was no commercial gain and I've cooperated fully, I respectfully ask if your client would consider a reduced settlement amount that I can resolve this matter quickly and amicably. If payment plans are an option, I'd also appreciate knowing what arrangements might be available. So that was the first response it told me to give them, right? There's different, so here's the strategy, right? So this is like I've been into fights before, and this feels like right before you get into a fight where you feel like nervous, and your hands get a little sweaty, but there's no like physical blows going here. All it is just legal strategy. And I kind of like it. I kind of like it because of the adrenaline it gives you. So our strategy right now is to just, negotiate. So we're going to try to get it down. I offered them $300. I was like, I can pay $300, or I was like, $50 a month. And then they came back. So, and then first of all, I went on vacation and I didn't respond to him for like 10 days. And then, he's emailing me, and then finally gets one that says like, if you don't respond by the 18th, we're gonna do this. And it was the 18th when I opened it. And so I responded back. It says here, the attorney informs that our client has respectfully declined your offer. The attorney has authorization from our client to extend an offer of $950 to settle this matter in pre-litigation phase. Upon agreement, we will prepare the release agreement. So then I go into ChatGPT again and I tell them this is what they did. They gave me a response. Oh no. First of all, I didn't use ChatGPT for this. So I seen that and I was like, that's fine. I was just gonna pay the $950 and just pay him I pay the SBA like $28 a month. So I was like, I'll give you $50 a month until it's paid. Okay, I'll start making payments each month. I'll pay as much as I can. Can you give me an address where I can send payments, right? That's reasonable. Like, okay, that's fine. Wasn't good enough for these All right, Andrew, for a reduced settlement, the amount needs to be paid in full, $950. Otherwise, we can do 2 payments monthly for the agreed demand of $1,250. Please advise which option you choose so we can revise the release agreement. It's very important. Bastards. I won't gonna lie. So when I read that, I'm like, dude, I don't feel like leaving. I don't feel like spending $950. Like, I'm not gonna do that. That just doesn't seem fair. Like, it doesn't seem fair. I told chat the situation, how I feel trapped. It responded in a way that was like, they're trying to make you feel trapped. Don't worry, we have options. Don't, like, we have a strategy, right? So basically, if you become a big enough hassle, you require so much work on their end that they're not gonna get the amount from me that it would cost. So we offered another counter offer, all right? And my ChatGPT lawyer was like, be honest with me. What is the absolute most you will pay? And so I was like, well, I'll pay 500, but I don't want to pay that. But like, I was like, I would. That's the honest truth. Because I want 500 bucks, that's the most. And so we are going to offer them that. But if they decline that, then we are going to start to demand proof, and we're going to start to be a hassle. So that's where we're at right here. This was the response. Boom. Thank you for your response and for reducing the requested amount. I want to resolve this matter in good faith, so I want to be completely transparent about my situation. I run a very small business that is not yet profitable. I do not take a regular paycheck for myself, and I am barely able to cover basic operating expenses. Because of this, I simply cannot afford $950 of a lump sum, nor can I afford to pay $1,250 for 2 payments. I just can't do that. The absolute maximum I can realistically pay is a one-time payment of $500. That is truly the highest I can manage without putting my business at risk. If you are willing to accept that amount, I can pay it immediately so we can close this matter. Please let me know if this is acceptable. I hope we can resolve the situation. Bam. And so that was 2 days ago, and I just haven't opened it. You know, like, I'm busy, I'm tired, I just didn't feel like doing it. So I'm gonna read it right now in front of you live. Let's see what they say. All right, Andrew, the attorney advised that client accepted your offer by 121. Okay, so they accepted the offer of 121.25. I attached the release agreement. Please sign and return the fully executed agreement. You can fill out the credit card authorization form included, or you can follow the below link to pay online in the payment portal. Gives me a login, a password. Thank you for resolve your resolution to his claim. So it worked. That was actually it was pretty easy. It was pretty fun. I mean, yes, I'm gonna have to pay $500, but it is a lesson learned, right? Like, you learn lessons in business, and hopefully you learn this lesson. Not everything is free to use. Now, I don't know how I would have known that, but it's just something to think about. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pay this, sign the legal document, and we'll put this in the past. We'll put this in the past. See, this is how just before I go, I can be mad about this, right? I can be like, man, I gotta pay $500, man, right? But then I try to do my best to think positively. So I just finished my CPR. I finished my CPR certification. I'm CPR certified, so now I can officially pay for the level 3 test. And my dad's gonna help me pay for that. So it could have been a lot worse, right? But thankfully, my dad's gonna help me pay for that, and that's gonna save me more money than I would have to pay. And that's how I'm trying to think about this, right? Like, it's a lesson learned. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Wow, this looks official, man. All right, see you guys in the next video.